Osama bin Laden have help from inside Pakistan? That's the question a White House counterterrorism advisor is wondering. John Brennan says it's clear there was some type of support network. However, Brennan hasn't put any blame on the Pakistan government. Meanwhile, U.S. officials are considering releasing photos of bin Laden following his death, which they say show a kill shot to his head. Authorities want to put to rest any stories that bin Laden is somehow still alive. Now, joining us live this morning from Oshkosh is Dr. Jeffrey Kaplan. He's an associate professor of religious studies at UW-Oshkosh. Good morning, Dr. Kaplan.
Morning, Rachel.
Does this signal a big loss for religious extremism and terrorism in general?
I don't think it's the kind of loss it would have been if this had taken place maybe 5 years ago. Bin Laden, as he is now, or as he was, will be accorded in some sectors of the Islamic world hero status. But really, the action had passed him by. He was very much a man of the past, and democracy seems to be the wave of the future.
So it
left him with no audience.
So given that, has anyone come close to filling his role in the terrorist world? Has anyone come close?
No, and in fact, nobody would want to. For the last number of years, he's been cut off from the primary pulpit. His communications are mainly by tape. And Al-Qaeda Central that he headed and men like Ayman Zawahiri represent have been marginalized to a tremendous degree. And so they've been left behind even in the terrorist world.
So in your opinion,
the terrorist world is becoming increasingly nationalistic, which is a great irony given that their primary goal is to set up a new caliphate, a kind of Islamic world without borders.
How else would you put the reaction of the Muslim world as this starts to sink in that bin Laden is dead?
It's still coming in, given time change and rates of communication. But I think what you'll find is because there was no body, there will be a tremendous surge of conspiracy theories. I would venture to bet or to guess that most Muslims, no matter what their political opinion, will think very little of the American claims that he is dead. They've got to see the body. They've got to see that there's some reality behind the claim.
So you think?
Please go ahead.
You think that the Obama administration should release the photos then?
Absolutely, and even the photos will be a very difficult, in lieu of a body, will be very difficult for people to accept. There have just been too many claims and counterclaims over the years.
How are your students reacting to the news?
Well, we'll find out this afternoon. I've got a terrorism class at 3 o'clock, and that will be my first chance to really go over the situation with the students.
How will you address it today? Like, will that be today's lesson plan?
It suddenly has become that, yes.
And I'd like to get your reaction, too. When you first heard the news, we talked to a professor earlier today who really thought that he wasn't alive for the last few years.
I find that hard to believe. I don't think that was mainstream opinion either. The tapes continue to come out. There's been very little dispute that bin Laden has been the author of those tapes, as Zawahiri has been as well. Virtually everything in the Islamic world, from the time of day to the important issues of the century, are subject to what we in the West would consider wild conspiracy theories. Governments never tell the truth. People therefore become very cynical of anything coming from the government. And so I think the professor that you're referring to has kind of maybe bought into that mindset that nothing is true unless it's been proven, and even then we doubt it.
It's interesting to hear all the different perspectives, and we certainly appreciate you sharing yours with us this morning. Dr. Kaplan joining us live from UW-Oshkosh this morning. Thanks again.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And stay with us. Good Day, Wisconsin. We'll be right back.